Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. And welcome. Welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. My name is Jason Newland. And my website is jasonnewland.com. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. So welcome to Baldy. There's a baldy man, look. Oh, slap it! I shaved my head. I know. Exciting stuff. How can I have gone from 3 people watching to nobody watching straight away? Oh well. Can you hear me okay? So those that are listening, and I could actually go on to the page itself. Let me just see if I can hear anything, because there's no sound. There's no sound. There's no sound. Can you hear me okay? If not, then please let me know and I will correct the situation. Because there doesn't seem to be a sound coming from my computer. For some reason. And I don't know what it is. Nope, no sound on YouTube either. On Twitter. No sound on... Let's see if I've got any sound on Facebook. Nope. That's weird. What about now? Sound now? What about now? Is there sound? Why is there no sound? There should be sound. Blimey. Why is there no sound, please? Anybody? Can you hear me okay? Anybody there can hear me? Because I'm sitting here all alone. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try again. No, because then it won't work, because then it will cut it off. Why is it not got a sound? Hello? Hello? I don't know what to do. This is weird. Sound here. Okay, Hairy Neck says sound here. Can everyone hear me? Right. So I can everyone hear me? So I've just posted a thing there. Because sound has been on since you started. Okay, I'm going to plug this back in then, because this makes it sound better. It's supposed to, but for some reason, so it should sound better with this without it because this is a microphone. Let me try my phone, see whether or not it could come out of that. It might just be the laptop. For some reason, the laptop's not working properly. It's been playing up a little bit. Ooh. So I'm just saying boo into the microphone. Oh, come on. Oh, now the mic. Oh, blimey. Okay, what I'll do, I got an idea. I'm going to close everything down. Now start again. Let me just see. Live. Oh, it's now working. So the sound is, it's not very loud. Is it, does it sound very quiet where you are? Quiet. I think my laptop is in trouble. Got a real problem with the sound on my laptop. And I don't know why. It's very strange. It's a weird one. Let's have a look. Jason Newland, YouTube. So let's see if I can find, if I play it, accept all. See if I can play this incognito. No sound. Blimey. Well, clearly it's well, if it's either the laptop, I watched your drifting over the entire, I usually fell asleep before it's over. This is right. Thank you for that. Can you hear me okay? Can you let me, I'm gonna have to shut down my laptop and see whether or not I can get it to work. What I might need, an exception, unknown software exception. Shut down anyway. I'll tell you what I think might be. Sounds fine. Thank you. I want to get out for a second. Okay. I want to get my iPad and see if it works fine there. So, just wait. Wait a minute. Hold my stomach in. Oh, block myself in. Really? Trapped. Wow. Oh. Right. Started off with 3 people, now... Oh, now that the iPad's not working. I think it might be because I'm using the data to do a live broadcast. So everything's not really working the way it normally does. Let me see. My channel. 1 watching. 1 watching. Oh. All that for nothing. All that hassle, and it's been working fine. All that for nothing. All that hassle, and it's been working fine. Okay, I'll turn the volume down. Sorry about that. I'm going to do an introduction again. I won't do another introduction, but this is a bit rubbish as far as a podcast goes. Never mind. So I've had 3 likes. Thank you. And Herenex says, happy 53rd birthday. Thank you. 26th of August. It's not far away. Thank you. Reaper says, hello Jason. I've watched your drifting relaxation videos many times over the years. I usually fall asleep before it's over. Thank you, Reaper. And so yeah, there's 2 people have been watching. Now there's me, so I think there's only 1 person watching at the moment. Vinny is on the floor eating I was going to say hairy pie, but he's not eating a hairy pie. He's eating like a bony thing, or whatever that is. So he's enjoying all that. Nice cup of tea. That's it, Vinny. Make a bit more noise, will you? I was going to grab him, but he doesn't like being picked up. I'd love to get him to, show himself to you. He's sitting at my feet, but he just doesn't like to. The second I put my hand down there, he will just run off. So Erez says, "Oh, just wanted to hop in here and say thank you so much for your Let Me Bore You to Sleep series. You helped me through many sleepless nights, and I can't thank you enough for that. Hope you'll stay healthy and continue to be amazing every day." That's Erez. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I should do more of these live sessions. I get instant feedback. Well, from the past, but it's still nice to hear nice things. There's never a wrong time to have a right thing happen. I don't know where I'm going with this, but thank you. I do appreciate your kind words. Shaved my head today, and in some ways I probably look more like Paul McKenna than I ever did before, but without the talent and the money and the fame. But I can see with the glasses and the bald head, there is a little bit of a similarity between me and him. So look a little bit like Paul McKenna, but that's about as close as we get. He is a superstar hypnotist, and I don't know what I am. I'm a boring fellow. Very, 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 very boring. Very, very, very boring. So, yeah, if anyone's there that hasn't said hello, please say hi. Say hi and just, let me know how you are. I shared this with my Facebook pages, and I shared it with my onto Twitter as well. Now, with the Facebook pages and my Facebook group, Jason Newland's Boring Group, you can join it. It's private, but you can join. Just go to my website, jasonnewland.com. Just click at the top link, or just search for it on Facebook. Ugh. I've got hair in my mouth. I've still got these little bits of hairs that are because there's so many hair got in the air. Hair got in the air? It's like bits of hair on there from my head and from my face and, places. So I don't want to mention that. There's places that I won't mention. I shaved shaved areas that I won't mention, especially the person that lent me his razors. I'm joking. So, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I hope the lighting's all right. As I was doing this, because it's still light outside, but it's not light inside enough to do a video. It'd be quite dull. And hopefully, because I'm using my phone because it's connected directly to the internet with the data, and I've got connected my Tula microphone to the phone. Now, the one I did a couple of days ago, I didn't have a microphone plugged in. I just used the microphone from the actual camera, from the phone. I found that very occasionally, there was a little bit of distortion, a little bit of like that, a little metallic, like it wasn't a good impression. It was not a good impression of the sound that I'm trying to portray. But oh yeah, Twitter. So I shared this on Twitter, and you can actually watch it live on Twitter. You just click the play button. I was amazed. You can actually watch it on Twitter. I mean, blimey. I don't think I can even get onto Twitter on my iPad. Twitter, nope. I'm not logged in there, and I don't know what the password is or anything like that. I wonder what the stats are today. I bet a lot of people are wondering that. Juicy JJ, what are the stats? Could you please tell us the stats of your podcast, please? No. I'm not going to share it. No one really wants to know. Only me. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. The only one in the world. So, wow. So yeah. Starting 6 p.m. UK time, live YouTube, 1000, number 1032. 1032. That's a lot, isn't it? That's a heck of a lot. I was thinking maybe, perhaps, I could potentially do a live session daily. Now, when I decided to do today's session, it was about 8 minutes to 6. And I started to wonder if I wanted to do the recording, or if I wanted, if I wanted to actually do it, because at least with a video recording, if it doesn't, go so well, I can just delete it. Or with a podcast, I can edit it as well as a video session. With a live broadcast, I can edit it. I can delete it or download it, edit it, and then re-upload it as a video. But then the thing is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether or not because this is different from when I do a Let Me Bore You to Sleep podcast. I mean, it's different, obviously, because I'm talking into a camera. It's even more different because I'm live. There's the difference because if you send me a message on here, I can respond here and now, but I don't get to do that on the podcast. So I don't know if people would want to be listening to a live recording, even if it was recorded and they listen to it another time. It might not be the same as listening to a semi-edited. What's it? Semi-edited podcast. So I'm looking at thing, hairy neck. When did you start listening to my videos or watching my videos? It's a long time ago, isn't it? A long time ago. Now I remember you've had the same picture and the same name there. You've been watching my videos for a long time. I know I haven't really been active on YouTube much over the last few years. I started to pump a little bit of energy into it, a bit of pumping, but I don't. It's not like how I used to be. You know, I'd be making recordings or making recordings like this or pre-recorded videos every day, pretty much. Um, whether it was a short chronic pain relief session in my bathroom or a relaxation session in the counselling room while I was in between clients, whether it was I made a few video recordings in the back of the Buddhist Centre back in 2011 during the night time on a video camera. Blimey. And the video camera was whirling along like wow, wow, wow. It was coal batteried by coal, powered by coal. It was like really a little bit like Popeye when I do that, don't I? I realise I can't do an impression of Popeye, and I'm not sure where to go with that. I mean, it's not the biggest disappointment in my life, but it's something, you know, I would have quite liked to have been able to pull that off. Never mind. So you've got Vinny in the background chomping away. I'll show you the things he has one day. I haven't got one. No. There is one on the floor somewhere. And I'll show you. They're like about that long. And they kind of got bony things. And they're like shaped like a bone, but they're not bone. But they're kind of like a ribbon, kind of, I don't know. He loves them, like, a lot. So yeah, what other things are going on? I miss my laptop. I don't know what's going on with my laptop. It's been playing up. I don't know if there's a virus on there or something. Not sure. But I've had problems with the audio. And bearing in mind, I only use the laptop really to make videos and images as well. I make images for the podcasts, images for the videos. I do editing, so I edit short videos and longer videos as well on the laptop. I use the iPad to edit the audio because part of the reason for that is there's a software that I prefer to use and it's on the iPad, so I just use that. I've been using it for a long time, years now, and it suits its purpose, you know. Kind of, I've got the desk over there, and that's where I make the audio podcasts. Here is where I make the video podcasts. Now, there is a microphone, and the only way I could show you it is by moving the camera around, and I can't be bothered. I can reach it, I just can't bother to move it. So the microphone's just there. What I could do, and I've done it before, is move all that stuff over here, have the microphone there, and record the podcast as I make the video, and then I can use the audio from the podcast and, you know, sync that with the video and do that. Or I could have this like this, record the audio and have the audio for the live broadcast, you know, and still record it in a better quality sound for the podcast. I'm not sure. What do you think? If anyone's listening If there's anybody there, what do you think? Feels weird to have a shaved head. I can't remember the last time I shaved my head. It's got to be, blimey. It's got to be before Christmas. It's got to be 6 months ago, maybe February time. It's got to be. I haven't shaved my head for ages and ages. Maybe it's not that long ago. Maybe it was April. Because my hair wasn't long. It wasn't like long, but it was getting there, you know. I went to the park with Vinny to take him for a walk, and my neighbour's daughter, she's about 6 or whatever, and she said, "Where's your hair gone? Where's your hair?" And I started looking around on the grass because it's windy outside. I said, "Oh no, my wig. Where's my wig gone?" "You don't wear a wig." "I do. Well, I used to, until it blew off." And we both laughed because I said blew off. And because that means fart in this country. If you're a kid, blowing off means farting. If you're a child. And well, I used to when I was a kid. I don't know about now. Ooh, I just blew off. I don't know if it's still used. I wasn't allowed to say the word fart until I was... Well, in front of my dad, I couldn't say the word fart until I was about 45. Yeah. Still can't swear in front of him. Can't say bloody. I have to say blimmin'. Blimmin' heck. Not bloody hell. Blimmin' heck. What other ones? Yeah, I can't. I mean, yeah, I can't even say poo or crap. I just can't. I have to keep away from those words. Which is hard, especially when he's just cooked dinner and he's asked me if I like the dinner or not, and I'm trying to describe how I felt about the food that he just cooked me, and I can't say the word poo or crap. What do I do? What do I do? He hasn't cooked for me for years. I stayed with him when I was about 18, and he had a microwave. He did have a cooker. He didn't use it. He had a fridge, so he put stuff in the fridge. He had cardboards to put stuff in. But he basically used a microwave, and he ate, and he used to cook for me and him. So there'd be a pie heated up in a microwave. There'd be boiled potatoes out of a tin heated up in a microwave, and there'd be a tin of beans heated up in a microwave, and that would be the meal. Every meal, that would be it, because it had to be something that was easy to do. And to be fair, it worked. I can relate to that now, because it kind of makes sense, really, doesn't it? I mean, if you can get potatoes in a tin and they're already ready and you just have to just microwave them, then that makes sense to have them, doesn't it? I now want some potatoes out of a tin. Isn't it weird? I didn't want it. That was not something I wanted before. Now that's all I can think about. It's weird. I remember that house, or the downstairs anyway, very, very well. It was, I forget what they call it, but it was a nice house. It wasn't big, but it was nice. It was new. There was a little garden. There was a conservatory. I say new, maybe it wasn't new, but it wasn't old. It was quite a new house. Kitchen, living room, and you had this black chair that used to swivel around, and I used to love just swiveling it in it, you know, turning around in it. And I stayed with him 3 times. once in 2018. No, 1988. Blimey. 1988. And then from about March until probably May. And then I moved out and I moved in above the supermarket that I was working at. And then I ended up getting kicked out. But how many times have I been kicked out? Quite a few times. Blimey, yeah. See, I'm saying blimey. Because I'm talking about my dad, I can't say anything else. Blimey. Wow. The second time I moved in there, beginning of 1989, like January, I think, and I was there for probably about just a few weeks, a month maybe, month and a half, maybe 2 months even, and then I moved out of there, and then I moved in again in 1990. Yeah, 1990 April time. And I moved in there from April, May, June, July. I was there till about August. So it's about 4 months, I think, I was there. And the last time was the best time because he was at his girlfriend's, now his wife. He was spending most of his time there. So we were both working. I was doing night shift. He was doing different shifts. So we really didn't see each other. So it worked really well. And then he bought a new house. And he moved in there. And I moved in with him. And then I just found somewhere else to stay. And that was it. So that's the last time. But yeah, I lived with him 3 times. The last time was the best, though. I'd say the best holiday I ever had, as far as time off work. I had this job in a factory, and it was making meters, like electric meters. And it's still one of the best jobs I ever had, to be honest. Probably one of the best places I ever worked. I worked there 3 times. And it was a good place to work. It was. People were nice. The management were good. You know, it's just like everything was good about the place, really. When I first worked there, I worked in the old factory. It was a bit grotty in there. It was a bit noisy. The second time I worked in the new factory, which was the second factory, the old factory was still running. And then I ended up working in the third factory. So this is the third time I worked there. I worked in the second factory and then the third factory. And it was much, I mean, it was very like static free environment, white coats, very, because making electric parts and stuff. It was, yeah, I quite liked it. The first 2 times I worked there, I was putting meters in boxes and stacking onto pallets and stuff like that. And then when I went back the third time, I was actually on the conveyor belt. I wasn't on the conveyor belt. I wasn't actually laying there. Why would I be? Why? That would just be weird. But I can't remember, like, just taking meters apart, taking a screw out and just doing 1 or 2 little bits and then passing to the next person to do their bit. And I was doing that nights and I liked it. I like working nights, and because of the lighting in there and because of the way it was, it didn't feel like nighttime until you went outside. And had I wanted, had I not wanted to move back to London and pursue a different kind of course in my life, I might have stayed there, perhaps, for a longer period. But they forced me. They told me that my shift was changing from night shift to alternative shifts. 6 till, was it 6 till 2, 6 in the morning till 2 at night, 2 in the afternoon, and then the next week 2 in the afternoon till 10 at night. And that has never suited me at all, one bit, ever. Just no. Nor for me, nor. It's, even when I was doing insurance, selling insurance, my last company my second from last insurance company, before I moved into a different department, I asked to change my shift pattern because they had different shifts. You'd come in one day and different shifts, different weeks. But there was one shift that a lot of people didn't like, and that was the 1 till 9 shift, or 12 till 9. No weekends, I don't think. Yeah, no weekends, and you finish at 2 o'clock or midday on a Friday. So it was longer hours Monday to Thursday. The night time or evening time, which people didn't want to work, but then leaving early on a Friday. That suited me. Just thinking about it now is getting me excited. I don't know if you can tell. Internally, I'm jumping up and down. Internally, I literally am doing cartwheels. I'm just thinking about it, just remembering it. It was like, wow. It was like, wow. It just suited me. It did. I think there was one Saturday a month, something like that. I don't know. But to have basically Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and Monday morning off, it almost felt like kind of 3 days off, in a way. And it did suit me. It did. But then they changed it, and I had to go back on normal shifts again for some reason. A different company took over, and yeah. But when I was at the factory and they changed the shifts, when I was doing the meter, working on the meters, the electric meters, I didn't want to be on those shifts anymore. I wanted to stay on night shift, and they were making redundancies. So I just thought, they're trying to push me out. They know I don't want to do that. Maybe they didn't know, but I think I did ask, can I please stay on night shift? Because I genuinely like night shift. I've done night shift in 1, 2, 1, 2. So I did night shift in the factory, did night shift in the bakery in 91, and I did night shift multiple times when I did security. It just suits me. I'm better. I can be up all night. I'm fine with that. It's cool. Even more now, because having a security job would be perfect for me. I get to sit down. I could literally just sit there and make videos and work on my website and work on the podcasts and all that stuff, and do that for 12 hours during the night, and then come home and go to bed. And I've actually accomplished something. Compared to how it used to be. I mean, I'm not saying people that do security don't accomplish anything. That's not what I was saying at all. There's different types of security job, obviously. The type I had, most of it was very much sitting down, patrolling the building, but sitting down, maybe at the reception for a couple of hours until all the staff left, and then just guarding the building until morning. So usually everyone was gone by 10, and the cleaners maybe started coming in at 5 or 6 in the morning. So there was all that time that I had that I could do things. I didn't do anything because there was no internet back then. There was one place where the receptionist had an Apple computer. It was a publisher's, very famous publishers actually. They did all of the major magazines at the time. I say all the major magazines, but they did things like Kerrang! And what others? I can actually tell you. Kerrang! But they also did, I think they might have did Loaded. They might have did Publishers Development Hell Limited. No. Kerrang! Publisher. Okay. Publisher. It was a very famous publisher. Kerrang! Okay, maybe that's not the right one. Whoever was it? Loaded? Is it Loaded? Loaded publisher. Snip off David. Nope, that's not it. Come on. I'm just searching it. What other magazines did they do? They did computer magazines. So PC magazines. That's it. And I'm starting to have a little memory of the name. It's starting to come back to me. It's not coming up on here yet. Who owns PC magazine? So that's not it, but computer magazines. Computer magazines. Media. Computer magazine. Computer magazine, computers, other publishers, list of service providers, end of computer magazines in America. Begins with D. The name begins with D. Why? Top 10 computer magazines. MCN. Computer World. So I'm guessing they still would be the same people. Maybe not. Computer magazine publishers. D. Why am I thinking of D? Top Bananas, Tail, Olympia, publishers. Driver, Puppet. I mean, it might have changed. They might have moved and sold, or you don't know, do you? This was in London. They might have London Rise Consults. That's just going to bug me if I don't find out who it is. Best computer magazines. If you put 80s. Spectrum, 12 greatest defunct tech magazines ever. I love reading magazine covers. I'm going to look through vintage computer magazine collection. Why can't I find it though? List of computer magazines. So what? PC Gamer. So it doesn't say where it came from. Mac. I tell you the worst part of that job in that place was once they called me. And this was because my shift would start during the week. I think start at 3 in the afternoon until 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning. It's like it was 16 hours or something. It was a long old shift, and I sometimes do seven days a week, usually 5 or 6 weekends. There'd be people there on a Saturday but not a Sunday. And the basement was like the heavy metal rock stuff. Upstairs was the computer stuff, computer magazines. And so one day I'm in there in the afternoon, and they come up to me and say, we need you to escort a member of staff out of the building. I was like, what? Yeah, someone's been sacked and you need to escort them out because they won't leave. So what do you expect me to do? So I didn't say that. I didn't realise that would be part of my job. I really didn't, because I thought, well, let me see if I'm doing my job properly. I'm sitting down. I'm thinking about when am I going to eat my next bar of chocolate. That is the job description. I'm here. I'm actually physically here. That at the time was the job description for what I was doing. Escorting people out of the building didn't really fit my idea of what my job entailed. They didn't see it that way. So that was a very horrible experience. For not just for me, but obviously for the other person. But I just went up to him and said, "Look, sorry about this. Can I help you with the stuff?" Because he had a tray of his belongings from his desk, and I said, "No, this is crap." Right, but I looked around first to make sure my dad wasn't hiding under a table before I said crap. I said, but nothing we can do about it really. And he said, yeah, fair enough. And we went out the fire escape. They didn't even want him leaving out the front of the building. Had to go out the back of the building where the car park was. And it was weird. Didn't like that. I'm not sure why he. I don't know why he was leaving or why he had to leave, but Dennis, right? List of computer magazines. Dennis, publisher. Why? That's just come to my brain. It's not on a screen. UK. Dennis Publishing. Ah, look. Dennis Publishing Limited was a British publisher. It was founded in 1973 by Felix Dennis. Its first publication was a Kung Fu magazine. Whoa. Dennis has since maintained a foothold. Okay, right. Its first Kung Fu magazine. Most of its titles now belong to Future PLC. Ah. In the this is Wikipedia. In the 1980s, it became a leading publisher of computer enthusiast magazines in the United Kingdom. In the 1990s, it expanded to the American market, where it published the lifestyle magazines Maxim, the consumer electronics magazine Stuff, and the music magazine Blender. Ah, so that's the music side. Maybe that's what it was downstairs, Blender. I don't know why I thought they had Kerrang. Just remember there's loads of posters for like heavy metal and stuff. In my memory, at least. In 2007, the company sold all its American holdings with the exception of the US edition of The Week. Felix Dennis passed away 2014, leaving ownership of the company to the charity organisation Heart of England Forest. In 2018, the company was sold to Exponent, a British private equity firm. That doesn't make sense. If he left ownership to a charity organisation, then they went and sold it to a private equity firm. Oh, well, what do I know? To be honest, I don't actually understand the sentences, but it sounds weird. Future PLC acquired the company and its 12 titles in August 2021, absorbing them into Future Publishing. So yeah, Felix Dennis started the magazine business in the late 1960s as one of the editors of the counterculture magazine Oz. In the mid-1970s, Dennis Publishing was born, beginning with a Kung Fu magazine called Kung Fu Monthly. Cool. Dennis followed this up in the early 1980s by publishing titles in the emerging computer enthusiast sector, including Your Spectrum. Sounds like a Bond movie, doesn't it? Oh, itchy balls. Later renamed Your Sinclair and sold to Future Publishing. Dennis has since maintained a foothold in the computer magazine business until Maxim's success in the United States in the early 1990s. Until Maxim's success in computer magazines were the mainstay of Dennis's magazine holdings, second only to Future Publishing in the UK. So in 1987, the publisher was renamed from Sports Scene Specialist Press to Dennis Publishing. Dennis Publishing Inc. published one of the most successful modern men's lifestyle magazines in America, Maxim. 2.5 million rate base, along with Stuff, 1.3 million rate base, and a general interest music magazine, Blender, 800,000 rate base. I guess that's the amount of copies they sell. In 2005, Maxim Radio was launched on Sirius Radio. Okay. I'm going to skip through this. So I worked in that office, the building, their head office, well, their London office. In January 2008, Dennis Publishing acquired the online news site The First Post. 2012, Dennis Publishing, producing more than 50 magazines, increases group pre-tax profits by 35% year on year, from 4.1 million to 5.5 million. Group turnover excludes shares of just over 70 million. Okay, more don't really need to know. I'm interested in the publications. Here we go. Dennis Publishing titles up to, okay, included Auto Express, Car Buyer, Car Throttle, Channel Pro, Cloud Pro, Couch, Computer Active, Cyclist, Driving Electric, Evo, 14 Times, I used to buy that, IT Pro, Kiplinger's Personal Finance, Minecraft World, Money Week, PC Pro, bought that a few times in the past, The Week, and Viz. I want to see more. I want to see more of the magazines. Let's have a look. Any other magazines? Computer magazines. Yeah. All okay. All magazines. List all magazines. The reason, because they all definitely were into heavy rock. I just remember that because it was a whole thing. What magazines did Felix Dennis own? Unless maybe he produced them. He didn't own the magazines. Maybe he did but they did the production or something. Oh dear. What magazines do Dennis publish? Blender, Men's Fitness, Shape, Auto Express, Bazaar, Jack, 14 Times, Computer Buyer, PC Zone. Where is it? How much is Felix? It's 500 million. Blimey. He did really well for himself. Who owns Country Life magazine? Country Life magazine and Metal Hammer. Wow, the Future. So it's the same company that he sold his stuff to. The owner of titles include Country Life and Metal Hammer has acquired the publisher of magazines including The Week and Minecraft World in a $300 million deal. Dennis, UK magazine publisher. I don't know why they can't just list every single magazine. I mean, is it that complicated? Just list them. Please list every magazine Dennis publishes. 1990s UK. Okay, let's have a look. Magazine history. Here we go. Right, 1985, 1989, 1990, okay. 1991, so I was there 96, 97. Again, Loaded sold more than 250,000 copies a month. I keep having these fruit flies flying around, which I guess is what flies do, but I don't really know where they come from. Fruits, I suppose. Strange. Very, 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 very strange. I don't know why that's bugging me now, because I want to know. I want to know every single magazine. Every magazine that they sold. Maxim. They did Viz. Okay, so cars. I just, for some reason, I've got that thing about the heavy metal. Now, Kerrang, clearly I got that wrong because I didn't have Kerrang. Heavy metal. Classic rock. Oh, okay. Oh, there's something. Everyone has a view on music. This is magforum.com. Music magazines rhythm. Everyone has a view on music, so it is no surprise that music magazines have been one of the most vibrant sectors in magazine publishing. Here you will find potted histories of 74 British music magazines. Just as changing trends and new bands can make or break a title, so music magazine sales have wilted in the face of online services such as Spotify and iTunes. And as advertising revenues and CD sales have collapsed. So let's have a look. The 90s. So this isn't giving me what I wanted. It ain't at all. Not at all. Not at all. Ooh, Kerrang. Kerrang. National Digital Radio Station. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Spotlight Publication. Why did I think that Kerrang was there? Hot Press. I'm gonna find it. If it's something that I get done, I'm gonna Metal Hammer Encyclopedia. Metal Hammer invented the metal hammer in 1983. The idea of rock magazine. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought they were actually talking about a hammer made of metal. Then I thought, 1983? Surely they had hammers before that. Otherwise, how did they hammer things? Blimey, Felix Dennis is only 67? That's ridiculous. Greatest metal albums. Dennis pulls plug on PC magazines. PS magazines. What's the difference? Dennis pulls plug on PS magazine. Oh, PlayStation. So he confirmed the closure of PlayStation magazine, which was suspended 2 weeks ago. The closure leaves 15 staff facing redundancy. This was back in... No date. No date. I mean, surely a date. Oh. And they're not letting me read this whole thing because they want me to pay them money. Country Life owner buys Dennis Publishing in $300 million deal. Oh. So that was August 2021. Oh. Catch your breath in the dizzying news cycle. Dennis Publishing to launch another cycling magazine. So it's Felix Dennis. So he's 67 and he was embarrassed by a decade of excess in the 1980s, during which he spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on drink and other things that we don't mention. With a okay. He had a lot of fun, from the sounds of it. Blimey. Wow. Yeah, so he had a lot of fun. Wow. He I can't read any of that out. Okay, I won't. Wow, he was definitely a character. And from the sounds of it, enjoyed his life. So, images for every magazine. Ooh, heavy metal. So the actual magazine was called Heavy Metal. This week, Heavy Metal, Maxim, Money Week, Your Family History, Elvis, Iron Maiden, Hammer, Classic Rock. I don't know. This is what's TV and Satellite Weekly. This is what's coming up next to it, but that's Amazon. That's Google, so it could be, might be right, might not be right. You know, I was just having that page. I just turned it over and I just saw my bald head and it made me jump a little bit. It's a little bit like a bald egg with glasses. It's weird, isn't it? Weird looking thing. Especially as I've got the camera, so it's almost on top of me. Not on top, but looking at me from that angle rather than, well, I don't really look from up, but just, So, is there anyone that hasn't said hello? Don't forget to press the like button just to say hi if you don't want to actually say anything in the actual thingy thing. But maybe say hello, because there's at least 20,000 people watching, so I thought, or was it 3? No, 3. I knew there was a 3 in there somewhere. 3 people. 3. But then that's all right. I mean, I didn't give a huge amount of notice, did I, before I started doing this? So 3 people is enough. I'm okay with that. I'm getting distracted by... That was a weird noise Vinny just made. Well, that's kind of it, really. Ready to go to bed. I've had my dinner. It's 11 minutes past 7 in the afternoon or in the evening. Still light outside. I said I've had my dinner, had a cup of tea. Kind of done, really. It's going to take a while to edit this. I mean, it's not going to be edited as a video, but I have to wait a while before I can download it, and then I can do what I need to do. Download it to the laptop. I don't know. Anne. Hi, Anne. Was that a slow clap? Like, oh. So, anyone else watching that's seen me before or listened or listens? It's boring myself. It listens to my podcasts. Anybody? By the way, these are supposed to be boring. So that's a good thing. Is someone? Oh, it's a love heart. Thank you. Thank you, Anne. If anyone sort of says, "Oh, it's boring," it's like, okay, good. If they say it's too interesting, good. I don't get a huge amount of people telling me that it's too interesting, but a couple of people said, "Well, you're just such an interesting person," and I was on the edge of the seat wondering what you're going to say next, especially when you told that story about when you worked in the factory and you used to put meters into boxes, and then you worked in the same factory 3 times, and those 3 different factories, and you had a night shift, and then they changed your shift, and you didn't want to be on that shift anymore because you wanted to do night shift, and then you left. And then you remembered about another time when you did have a shift that was in the afternoon, and you liked that, like early evening. And it was just the most invigorating, interesting, stimulating story I've ever heard. And I can't wait till the next episode so I can hear more. I mean, maybe if you take requests, perhaps you can tell us about times that you've cut your toenails. Maybe you can remember the first time you cut your toenails. No. I do remember though, cutting toenails was much easier when my toes were little. Did I do it myself? I'm pretty sure I didn't used to do it myself. And I used to do it after having a bath, so the toenails were nice and soft. And it used to tickle. I'm not sure if it tickles when you do it yourself. I'm talking about toenail cutting, by the way. Does it tickle when you do it yourself? I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to go. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I shall be back again with another podcast. Maybe not live, but I've got a podcast anyway. Maybe a video podcast, you never know. Tomorrow. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself because you deserve to be happy. Do something nice for yourself today. Be gentle with yourself. Lots of love. Bye. Now I've got to figure a way of turning this off without it looking like I'm turning it off. I need to get like bendy arms. So, that's it. You can't notice that, can you? No. Okay.